Hello, Lynx the Conqueror. It feels like a minute, doesn't it? We've been playing a lot on Flynn's server. Yeah, kind of have to like reorient ourselves to where we're at. You're working on that giant track. That's pretty cool. Mhm. I have a project in my mind that I want to do. I want to try to create a smelting station that involves trains in the feeding process. Yeah, it's going to be a smelting station that instead of having like a station of boxes that's unloading the ore from the train is going to pull in to like a bunch of foundries, and then the smelting is going to happen with the train sitting there. And then once the train is empty, it's going to leave, and another train that's already full is going to just park itself right in. So like it'll be a constant smelting system that's fed by trains. Mhm. Um, yeah, batteries we put as modules. What else do we do with them? I think laser turrets need batteries. Um, solar pan? No, for solar panels, the like the actual power battery. Yeah. Mhm. Substation. Oh, substation is just like it's essentially just a giant electric pole. So it covers like a very big area to give electricity. I don't think so. Yeah. Our Omni Factory. It's our Omni Factory. Yeah, it's good. Is there any resource that we're low on? Like iron looks pretty good. Copper looks good. Right. Well, we're producing engines. Nice. I'm gonna feed the engines into the Omni Factory. So we got blue potions up. I guess purples are the next. I mean, it's researching, so yeah. Yeah, I think you set that up. I think you set that up. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Just eating my lunch right now. Horrible. I made like the worst. So it's like, craft dinner. You know what craft dinner is? You guys got craft dinner down there, right? Okay. So it's just like the cheese that we just bought in bulk. So it's not even like good. It's not even like good quality cheese powder, but it's just like literally pasta and cheese powder, but I put way too much in. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try and balance this out by putting a bunch of ketchup. But now it's just like pure salt and sugar. I'm just eating a bowl of salt and sugar. That's pretty much what it feels like. How was your week? Anything up to anything interesting? Mhm. Cool. We had our Dota match yesterday. Playing on a league. We're out. We're out of the tournament now, sadly. Hmm. Yeah. I mean, it was a good run. I don't know. Definitely I don't know, learning experience. Overall, it's a good experience because it's a learning experience, is how I'm taking it. Um, uh, it's the first time on that team. We started like in August and it was like one match a week. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, like different team dynamics and like trying to mesh everyone's like strengths and weaknesses together. It's the part about Dota that I actually really enjoy. It's not true, but honestly, that's what most Dota. I imagine that's what most Dota teams are. Honestly, yeah, yeah. No, no, and I've tried it several times since, and I'm like, that was just a one-off. Like, yeah, it's so kind of spastic in that way. It's just like it's chaos. Yeah. Mhm. I get that. Like after you play like an hour of one hero, and just to like go into another game with the exact same, I don't know, makes me itchy. I'm like, I just want to try something different. It's funny. Yeah, I mean, it's not all perfect. It's all like developing, working out the kinks. TV show. Like, or like, where is it airing? What's the? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Mhm. Okay. Are they using the same animators for each show, or is it different animator? Yeah, trying to avoid spoilers. Yeah. Nice. Indie's fun. Our other group kind of started up again a couple weeks ago, and I don't know, it's weird. We've been doing the same campaign for I think like 2 years now at least. Yeah, we're kind of off and on though. Like usually like summertime hits and then like half of us are like traveling somewhere and then like I don't know. We probably average like 1 to 2 sessions a month maybe. Uh, But like coming back to a character that you just haven't really touched in like a few months like feels a bit weird because you're trying to remember like how did I play this character? Like you want like some continuity, but at the same time it's like I like having attachment to my characters, but at the same time, sometimes I get too attached to a character that it's like, I don't know, takes away from the experience rather than enjoying it. Yeah. Any interesting ones? What's some memorable characters that you're thinking of? Yeah, yeah. You want a good like tragic backstory? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Totally. Okay. Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Mhm. That's definitely something I wish I had more of in some of my characters, where it's like you're in a party with a group of people and you're all doing something, but like I'm always in the back of my mind being like, why are we all here doing the thing that we're doing? Like, like what's the motivation of my character to be doing? And I don't know. Sometimes you get that like it's some characters have that really strongly, and others are kind of just like going with the flow, which I think you need like a healthy balance of both in a good party. Mm. Yeah. 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 You kind of want to be on the same page on some level. Like you don't want every session to be like an argument about two characters. I mean, those arguments do kind of sometimes make fun like scenarios and sessions, but if every decision that your party's coming to is getting like argued about, then it's like at some point you're like, come on, let's just progress somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. What was my most memorable? I really enjoyed a character. I did a what was his name? His name was Olvik. Yeah, he was a dwarven thief, like a rogue, and like I was kind of like the shady character of the group. So I was always like sneaking off, stashing gold. When I found some gold I didn't share with the party, I would just like stash it for myself. And like eventually just start like these like little syndicates in like areas, but like separate from my party that it would like, I don't know. Not you don't have to do everything as a party. That was kind of like the first character of like I'm gonna do some like little bit of deviousness like away from my party that they're gonna be aware of kind of, but not fully. So like to have like a sort of like a healthy suspicion of me as I'm doing things, I really enjoyed that. Fortunately, I ended up just like my character just died in a dungeon really quickly, and that was the end of it. Kind of anticlimactic ending to it, but like it was fun. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's just us, but like we always complain that our DM is just like a bit relentless. Like I've lost multiple characters in like the first turn of fights that break out, just like instantly just get squished. And I'm like, really? It's like I didn't even get a chance to like cast a spell or move. Like I just get like insta kills, and it's like, damn it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sure there's DMs out there that just get a kick out of like stomping their own players in the ground. It's interesting dynamics in it. Yeah. That's one of the reasons, like, I don't know. DMing sounds cool. I think it'd be really fun to like run a specific campaign, but it looks like a lot of work. It looks like a lot of work. Okay, getting green arms. Rimworm Flimmerap? Rimworm Flummerap. That's a mouthful. It's fun to give you like, yeah. Naming characters is interesting. Yeah. There's like the name generator that I think I kind of usually just default to because I get stun locked. I get stun locked trying to nail down names of characters. I've got like this whole storyline that I've been writing, but like I have yet to name any of the characters. And it makes it really like, I don't know. Something about like names that just like I like a name for a while and then I'm like, actually, I don't know, maybe it's a different name. I feel like name generators help with that. Yeah. Yeah, you like the game aspect, the threat of it, right? You don't want to just go into fuel. Yeah. Mm, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, like when players started like fighting each other, that's like that's crossing a line that you have to like I feel like you want to do some prep work for because you have people not on the same page with that, it could just get really messy really quickly. I imagine different groups handle it different. Like I imagine there's some players who just like they're like, don't touch my character, don't don't like say that my character does anything or anything happens to my character. Like they have like a really rigid like sense of ownership over their character. And others are just like, yeah, whatever happens, happens. Let's go with it. But you want to be like, yeah, but you want to be like kind of well tuned to like what that is. Right. Trying to make this train line up. Doesn't really matter which one. Just gotta code it for it. So it's the arm. Yeah, it looks like the. Is it the cogs that you added? Was it the cogs? Ah, okay. Yeah, it looks like the arm is already coded. It's got battery icon set when you click on it. So it looks like that one. Yeah, yeah, honestly, like the blueprint just held a bunch of them preset already, so you just happen to pick the right box. You always change them up. And then also it just has to be up in this box here, which I think this thing is already set for batteries coming in, so I think that's the arm that was the only one to worry about. Yeah, should be good. We have trains built. I don't know. Those are great, huh? Just like changes the game. Looks like we're able to make them now. We just have to set up. Yeah, we're able to build them. We just need lubricant for it. Steam engines? Nope, nope, no steam engines. With yeah, this box here. I think this one can build it. Yeah, I was gonna build trains. That's what I was thinking. Except the oil. Yeah, the petroleum, you mean, right? Purple stuff. Crude oil. Yeah. Yeah. Which means we might need to up our oil intake. Yeah. Yeah, now it's all gone. Yeah, it means we got to bring in more oil from somewhere. How is it filling up here? I guess these aren't producing very much oil. Flynn was building like a bunch of pumps to kind of help the oil come out of the things. Yeah, I think he means like the pipe pumps. You know, there's the pipe. Yeah, the same pump that puts the oil into the train carts. Those can be used as like, I think in this case, what I'm seeing, well, maybe putting pumps like, so you have the oil pump that's pulling it out of the ground and then putting one of those pumps right after it to help pull it. I don't actually know if that helps or not, but it'd be interesting to test it. Yeah, I might go test that after. Just want to make this train. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. It was cool. I liked it. It was cool. I was trying to think what other cool logic you can do like that. Oh, oh, it's very necessary. No more circuits running here. This. Yeah, I see. I haven't actually used one yet. But we should use the assault rifle. Nice. I think I did. Yeah, they're connected. Yeah, yeah, they're connected. Oh, I got around to it, Dave. Before I asked the question, I'm like stringing the power line across, and I'm like, well, we could do this. Yeah, rocket fuel looks good. Yeah, explosive rockets. I forget what gives us that. Yeah. Have you played the Fallout series? Have you seen the TV show? Nice. Yeah, I am. I do like the Fallout series. And I really enjoyed the TV show. And there's supposed to be a new season coming out pretty soon. It's definitely the element of like nostalgia, I guess. I guess I would call it nostalgia. Because otherwise, like if I don't know, I'm trying to think of like an example of something that people enjoy that I'm not necessarily familiar with. There's so much out there. We're gonna lose power temporarily here. Somewhere. I'm just cutting lines, trying to lay some tracks. Let's try to organize. Why not? Jeez. There's it's a book and it was a movie as well. The Road. That's a good like post-apocalyptic story. Not a feel good. You don't read or watch The Road to like as a feel good movie because it's like it's bleak. It's very bleak. Um, yeah, that's what it is. It's about a father and son who just like are trying to survive an apocalypse. But I don't know. Yeah. Have you seen Walking Dead? Um, Project Zomboid is a fun game that's like zombie survival simulator. Some hours in that game. It's pretty fun. Survival, not your cup of tea. Oh man, I love Factorio IRL. Surrounded by surrounded by machines doing my bidding. You know, bugs are easy though. I mean, the guy's definitely making the most of it. Yeah, it looks like we got explosives being made, but they're not going anywhere.
Mm. Yeah. I mean,
Video games, like that's the one appealing thing about it is just like you can just simulate situations that are not so fun in real life. Mm, mm. In what? In I don't know. I've had people tell me that like if an apocalypse happens, they want me around, which is a nice compliment, but I don't know. I don't know what that. Um, I tend to have a calm demeanor, and I think that's what people appreciate. But I mean, I've definitely been in situations where it's like I'm uncomfortable, I'm tired, I don't want anybody to talk to me or look at me. So I don't know. I could also just not be a very good zombie apocalypse person. I don't know. It's circumstances, right? Exactly right. Like it's true. Like I don't get my coffee, man. My brain's like this morning I answered like a colleague's question. She was asking me a question about how to process something, and like I hadn't had coffee yet. And I got through it. I got to the end of it. But at the end of it, I was like, was any of that even right? Because like my brain was just like not like processing as it does. It's not good. Mm, mm, mm. No, it's good, honestly. Good on you. It's not help. Mm, mm. Definitely having a desk job definitely like exasperates it because it's like spending so many hours just like sitting early in the morning. You want just something to just like perk you up a little bit. And they always have a coffee machine. Every office has like a coffee machine. You're like, oh, I'll have one today. And it just becomes like your comfort that like over time you're just like, well, here we go. Here's my second coffee number two. And just to keep me like, I'm like moving around and stuff and like walking around. Even just like socializing is enough to kind of perk me up. But if I'm just like sitting at a computer staring at it, it's like trying to keep your energy levels up. So the inner arm, the arm that's going to put the stuff into the onto the belt. Yep. You just have to set the signal to be what the item is. Yep. Yep. There's a logistics network box. If there's not a logistic network box, which I think is the case here, it's because there's not a wire attached. Let's see. Yeah. So from this power line, there's a red wire running along that power line. So attach a red wire. Yeah. Yep. And then mhm. Yeah. Yep. And then you want to set it to be greater than zero, I think. Yeah, greater than zero. Yep. Okay. So the signal is like the request signal. The request signal is coming from here, over here. So first we have to give it a base one. So that's what this black box or red box is. This red box has like a list of everything that's going to go in. So we need to add explosives here. Yeah. And so that is running into this combinator that's saying for each of these signals, if there is less than 3,100, put out the request. So put out that signal request. So that's telling the arm, hey, we need this stuff because we're low. Um, yeah, yeah. This one up here is handling the entire system, so it's reading all the contents of everything on the belts and in the boxes. But now we need to tell these individual factories that they're boxed to actually grab the explosives. And that's where these ones come in here, these three lines here. Yeah. The thing that I think about is like, so these arms can only move one object or one type of object at a time. So I'm always trying to spread the recipes out. Explosives tend to be like iron plates and something. So I think the middle one's ideal because explosives don't necessarily mix much with these ones. So it'll just make things a little quicker when they're loading. That if you put them into a and so to add that, so these arms are receiving a signal from these guys here. So the arms are set to like whatever their filter. So whatever signal they receive is going to tell them what to grab. So these here, so the middle one is handling the middle arm. So if we add explosives into here, yeah, go for it. Yep. So now that's going into this combinator here that's saying, hey, if we don't have 401, if we have less than 401, send out the request. Yeah. Yeah. And just the center ones for each factory. So you can go shift right click on that one that you added it, shift right click, and then shift left click on the ones you want to copy that setting to. Yeah, it gives you a little sound, like a little when you're copying. Yep, shift right click, shift right click to copy, shift left click to paste. Yeah. And then you just do it for each one of these. Yeah, 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 yeah. There you go. Now you know how the Omnia Factory works. No, it's good. Yeah, for sure. What was that? Trade. Definitely. I think I built this too close. This over here. It's like waiting area, staging area. Yeah, I'll adapt. Yeah, the smelting, like just like because the trains have like a certain like turning radius for the track, though. I made it a little too close. Yeah, we might not have the tech for it yet. So it's essentially the wire that's hooked up to the belt. And so when you attach a red or green wire to a belt, that's what it's going to do. I made this before they did an update, so now when you attach a wire, it could actually just read the whole belt just with one connection. Where back when I designed this, you had to put the wire on every single belt that you wanted a signal from. Now it'll actually just like extend to the whole thing. So yeah, it looks fancier than it needs to be now. Like I could just have one wire going to the belt so it reads the whole belt instead of having like the wire going to every single part of the belt, if that makes sense. But our base just becomes like yellow chests everywhere. We do. I've built some, yeah. Yeah, looks like it's straight up from there. It's not too bad. Am I gonna take this? There. Yeah, bottom right of the screen. There's the blueprint. Do you see on my stream? Um, yeah. I wonder how many options, if you have the same options I do. Yeah, you just like grab it and then just drop it in your inventory, and then you can name it, give it like icons and stuff. Hmm. That's weird. Why are these guys not distributing greater than? Here we go. Problem solved. I just didn't have a base signal for cogs in this thing. Right. Grabber for accumulators. Um, yeah, I mean, more the merrier. The more you have, the more power storage you get. So the only limitation is space. Just cover the entire planet. Yeah, where there's unlimited space. Hmm. Gross. Nasty. Mhm. How could you? Your name sounds dangerous. I did nothing. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm still like, so this is an Omni factory and that's an Omni factory. It's a different iteration where this one, it's like you set one recipe and it just builds it. And I do have like a setup where it actually exports it to like storage like that one over there in my other game. Um, but that one's nice that you can kind of set different recipes for different things at the same time. So I don't know which one I like better. Yeah. This one requires the vehicle mod, so you have this giant storage thing in the center. I think I noticed that engines were. I mean, I did. You know, it's not. Oh, we're loaded up on this. We're plugged up with this fuel stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I yeah. I would just filter like once you get near the part where it needs to go into just one belt, I would just filter the fuel and coal to one side. So the iron's flowing into it. Cool. Now you gotta now you gotta eat all that coal. Eat it. Eat it. Yeah. Wait, but then because the solid fuel is still running on the right side, is that okay? Okay. Yeah, where's the iron ore supposed to come in? This is for, oh, right, sorry. No, I see. No, you're totally right. Yeah, I see. Because it's for the steel, and the steel's coming off the plates there. Makes sense. But you stopped the coal from flowing, right? Well, that's what you did. Incorrect. Well, both. Both. I see both are now cut off. Nothing is now going down that belt. Problem was the fuel. The problem was the fuel on the right side, right? Yeah. We can make what's it called? Rocket fuel with it. I think rocket fuel needs those cubes. Sounds good. Do I have any of these towers? No. No. How do I build these? Red circuits. How do I build red circuits? plastic, and I don't have plastic. Huh. This could be plastic. There, yeah, let's do that. So where half this game is just like moving, it's just like, yeah, just like directing belts to bring things places. Exactly. Are you? You ever been one of those like traffic guard people? Hmm. Nice. No, but you do have to do it right. You ever like drive a big truck and then someone's like helping you back in somewhere, but they're doing like these weird arm signals? Yeah, exactly. The waving your arms. That's deep. Mhm. What are you looking at? Zooming in. So it'll produce zero point 0.1 of a potion every second. The problem is that the minutes are seconds. Yeah, so blue potion, 21 seconds. They take 21 seconds. But I wouldn't look at that. I would just look at, yeah, so the 0.1, so the stuff to the left of it is telling you what's going into it, is telling you what that ratio is. So if you have, let's say you have 10 producers, you're going to multiply that 0.03 of like those other materials by 10. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm coming. Yeah, they're okay. Here's what I do. I grab this and I'm like, okay, I'm making these potions and I got three things going into it. What's going into it? One of these. What else is going into it? I forgot. Red module. Red module. These. Okay. Yeah, so when you hover over this thing, so like let's say rails, this thing can produce 3 rails every second. This thing needs 1.07 every second. So one of these can cover almost three of these. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of how I mapped it out. So I'm like, okay, if I need 10 of these, if I have 10 of these, I need about 3 of these. Right? Is that right? 3. 10 to 4. 10 to 4, I think, right? So 10 of these, you'd need 4 of these. Um, yeah, nice part is that these next 2 ones, they have the same amount. So this one produces it at 0.15, and that one's 0.05. Yeah, so one of these can cover 5. So if you had 10 of these, you just need 2 of these, I think. Yeah, so we've got how many blues? 8, 12. Oh, yeah, that's 15. 15, and they take 24 seconds to make. These next ones produce faster, slightly faster. They only take 21 seconds. So you want, I don't know, 12? Yeah. Yeah, and I never make it like exactly to the decimal. I kind of just like roughly round it. But it gives you a good ballpark of like roughly, because you notice, I don't know, I'm not a point Flynn out here, but some of the things like you'll build it and you're like, yeah, I got this thing, but then like you come back to it 10 minutes later and like only one of the producers is making it because the ratios are off. I mean, I've been there. Uh, so yeah. Somewhere. I don't know. Between the Omni Factory and that other Omni Factory, I'm just like pulling parts, and eventually I'll get to the point where I'm like, I've got the logic set up, so it just like produces everything without having to set it. I'll get there. I'll get there. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so good. Being able to run faster. I mean, it's fun. Me. You've met me. I enjoy running. No, I do, honestly. You definitely have to like, I don't know. Music makes it better. I definitely have like always some kind of music going. Burps. Mm-hmm. The ore. East. Never eat breaded wheat. There we go. Helps me. It's clockwise. So never eat shredded wheat. As long as you know to go clockwise. Yeah. Which there's 3 kinds of north, which is hilarious. It don't work. I don't know if that's gonna work. Yes. I say that with hesitancy. Because if you pull iron from somewhere, it's going to be missing somewhere else. Uh-oh, I fucked up something. Right here? Does that help? That doesn't help. Don't be afraid. It's just a train track. Why are none of you going? Why are none of you going? There's no reason why none of you should be going. Hold on. These trains are terrifying. They shouldn't be. Why are you guys scared? There's no train there. Oh, there is a train there. Silly me. I don't. There. There. And there. There you go. See, sometimes computers are too smart for their own good. Computation. Yeah. They compute. Well, they don't want to do anything. They don't want until unless we program them to want. It's literally our own creation. Oh gosh, we're gonna get into this. We can get into this. I love this conversation. I have this conversation so often. Let's do this. You ever watch Star Trek? Not the original one. I mean, like Next Generation. Okay. There's this character named Data. He's an android. And a bunch of episodes are about whether Data is human. And the episodes do a good job of like tackling these issues. What do you think? Do you think if we create AI that it would be considered human? Mhm. Mhm. I agree. Yeah, it's a weird one. I mean, how do you prove consciousness? Mhm. How's that? You're stretching. You're stretching the definition of consciousness a little bit, I think. Okay, let's break down consciousness. What is consciousness? Okay, I think, therefore I am. You've heard this phrase, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Are robots able to do or rational thought? Yeah. I think the trick is that it's not something that you can prove externally, if that makes sense. Like the whole I think, therefore I am, it's I think, therefore I am, but it's not you think, therefore you are, right? It's like it's a perception thing. I I'm the one who holds the thought that I'm existing, so therefore I'm existing, but I can't translate that to other people around me. They appear to act in terms of like rational thought, but there's no way I can definitely prove that. There's like these three, I did this in philosophy class of there's like three situations that are just unprovable. One is that like you're in a vat, you're a brain in a vat that's just being fed sensory things to make you believe in the world you are. Another one is that is it the Matrix? Maybe the vat one is the Matrix one. Another one is like there's some benevolent or malevolent being that is just giving you the idea that you exist, but you're not aware of them, and therefore you're not in control. But like that's a layer of like you'll because they're more powerful than you are, whatever it is, you're not going to be able to achieve their same level of understanding of existence. So therefore, your existence is in their hands, essentially. And then there's one more. I forget what it is. Oh yeah, everything's a dream. You're actually just dreaming, which is like, and so these are things that's just like the concept of them is unprovable because the premise is that you are not aware of a reality that is beyond your perception. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's subjective, right? You always have to like perceive your reality through a subjective lens, like a some layer of like your own perception, your own language, really. Um, haha, haha, Dave. No. Um, remember that fuel that we had going? We have no power now. Yeah, we have no power. How did that happen, Dave? I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it. Yes, easy. I think at some point I made it so we're prioritizing our fuel to go to our things instead of coal. Should be flowing up here in a second. There it is. It's just on really slow builds that we haven't upgraded yet. Oops. What did I just do? Beep. There we go. All connected, Dave. The entire factory is connected. There's still like a gap somewhere. Is there? No. Oh, it's down here. I see. Yeah, it makes for fun thought experiments though. But when it comes to AI though, because that's the foundation of like when you're starting to determine, I mean, I don't know. Your point about like it's how the people around it treat it is I think just bang on. It's like we're gonna treat AI based on who is perceiving it and how they decide to treat it. Um, that sucked. But I mean, on some level, like that's the whole like data episode thing in Star Trek. He goes on these trials because people are like not treating him as human, but his crew is like, Data is a human. He's our friend, and he deserves the same rights we do. Um, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's value, right? What people put value into. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I needed, actually. Nice. From somewhere, I take no responsibility. No, I'm just a guy, this guy running around. No, I don't like being in charge. It's not my place. I don't know. People grow. I don't think anybody really like. I don't know. Leadership's a funny thing. Yeah, it's about like control and power. The people who like want control and power are not good leaders because they tend to use that control and power in not great ways. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Is like if you have somebody who just doesn't want to do it, then they're probably not going to do a job as good job as someone who's passionate about it. Um, yeah, and I think context is important. I don't know. There's just a lot of dynamics to it. You definitely notice that, like, I don't know, the thing about leaders, or the why we always like have so much weight in leadership is that people put a lot of weight and responsibility into leaders. Um, a lot of like, oh, I don't want responsibility for something. I can have a leader to blame it on at the end of the day, right? If you have a leader that you can just blame your problems on, it's like it's a nice escape. Um, but also like leaders are good mediator. Like a good leader is a good mediator. They're like somebody who recognizes that there's a lot of conflicting, I don't know, viewpoints or ideas or things and tries to like mediate them to come to the one that's better for most people, but you can't please everybody. Like you're never going to please everybody, sadly. Yeah, and that's the important thing is the trying. Leaders got to try. Doing what though? This is specific. Yeah, but I mean, I think there's levels of thought, right? Like, I don't know. Yeah, yeah, but I think it's easy to like be biased about what you consider rational and thought. And like, if you took me and like threw me into the jungle, all my sort of intelligence wouldn't mean shit. And literally almost all the creatures, all the animals, all the living things around me would technically be just like smarter than me because they know the environment and they're built for the environment. I would probably just die and fall into a bush and get poisoned or something. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know that. That sounds the exact same as going to the grocery store. Yeah, it's a different process, but it's the same. You're saying one is more rational than another. Yeah, say hesitantly. We're insulting dogs, Dave. Dogs everywhere, we know. Yeah, I agree that there is a I think I understand do you mean logic? Like I don't know. Like what is specifically the difference between the dog and the person? The person certainly goes through more complex, I would say, like social systems to get the food that they need to eat, but at the end of the day, it's still the same thing. You know, sorry. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, dogs do that. What different capacity? What would we see? I'm not sorry, I'm not asking these questions to like undermine your argument. I just want to add like context and detail. Mhm. Totally. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Totally. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely like similarities between human beings and animals. I mean, humans are animals on some level. I mean, we've evolved from being apes, running around in the forest, hunting things, smashing each other on the head, saying, "This food is mine." We started to like, well, hold on, okay, maybe we can live together. We can start farming and trading, and yeah. Mhm, mhm. I mean, time. Like I don't know. That's like what's well, I guess that's a good question. So, like, if you take, I don't know, what were you? We were Neanderthals, and there was this other species I forgot. So at some point, we diverged from very basic, I don't know, nomadic societies to what we are today. Um, what were the steps that went into that? I think a big part of it was like agriculture. So we started like it was foraging, but then we're also, hey, why don't we just we take seeds from where we're foraging and put them right next to our house, our little den or cave. Oh, now we don't have to go as far to get our food. And then from there, you know, we start to build up. Okay, well, more people like to eat, so they hang around these centers that have agriculture going around it. And so, like, there starts to become this benefit of cooperation where, like, this guy's, we are yapping and we're not building. I'm just like running in circles around the factory, philosophizing, but not building. It's definitely a good point. Put the fries in the bag. Absolutely. Um, I mean, I think I can philosophize and build a factory this thing. I'm literally just running in laps. Yeah. But I don't know. Like why have dogs and animals or I don't know, other animals, horses, whatever, if not developed the same? I mean, it's all like ecosystems and I mean probably a big part of it is because humans will like domesticate any animal that starts to like even remotely show any sort of quote unquote use. We'll put it into a farm and farm it and you know, use it that way. We might be part of the problem. if, if, yeah. Um, yeah. But it's interesting to think about. Like so, like mammals, it's like we there's this like mental social. We look at something that is similar and we give it more value than things that are not. So like we will value the mammals more than generally like spiders or reptiles or birds because they're just different enough from what we are that we then they just go lower on our value scale in our brain. I think just kind of socially. I mean, it's not true across the board. There's people who have pet spiders and like spiders are the coolest thing. But I mean, just generally as a society, we tend to just like put value into the species that most reflect us. And you translate that to AI, it's the same kind of thing. We're trying to build a computer that is most like us. I think generally as a society, people will be more accepting of AI when it starts to behave more like we do. But there's always going to be this separation of like, it's an AI, it's not us. There's always going to be this sense of difference to it. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not familiar with it. I get what you're saying though. I kind of get like the idea. More terrifying. Yeah. 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 I'm looking for, what am I looking for? My God. Okay. Yeah, I've always got this thing set up. I just need, I mean, I need another way station there. I essentially need to get this. I need railroads is what I need. Is that what I was looking for? Oh my God. I put too many things in my brain and then they all just mash together and then none of it makes any sense anymore. Grenades, that's what I was looking for, grenades. So I can cut these trees down. For sure. Me too. So I took a minor in philosophy, my degree. I have an English degree with a minor in philosophy. And my philosophy courses involved, what is there? There's epistemology, which is the study of how you know something. There's logic, which is the philosophy of just logic. I don't know, it has its own category. There's ethics. What else is there? There's some like basic ones that you learn in university. Physics. There's like physics and metaphysics. So that's like the philosophy of how things are. And then there's like social philosophy, which is just like, I don't know, why societies are the way they are. It's funny though. So like PhD, I mean, it stands for Doctorate of Philosophy. And so philosophy is like this just blanket umbrella term for I know stuff. Really. It's just like trying to dig down into like the nitty gritty aspects of like whatever a field is. You can be a doctor in something, but it doesn't mean you're a medical doctor. It means you're a doctor of whatever law of I don't know, anthropology of whatever. But I don't know, the ones that I enjoyed most, I really enjoyed ethics because there doesn't seem to be a right answer. I mean, ethics is just like there's general reasons why we behave the way we behave, and behavior is better in some cases than others. And why is that? That was a fun sort of like road of philosophy to go down. Metaphysics, I kind of find boring. It's just like, how is the universe? What is the universe? I don't know. We exist, but do we really exist? It's kind of like that. Um, Epistemology is cool. How you know what you know is an interesting thing to think about, and what is knowing actually. Um, yeah, but like I don't know. So what's some like concepts in epistemology, like if some a priori versus a posteriori. Have you heard these two terms? So a priori knowledge is like things that you know, but you only know it because of what you've thought of in your own head. So somebody who's sitting in a chair who just thinks really, really, really hard and then learns something or thinks about something or has a new idea, they had an a priori thought. They didn't take anything from outside of themselves to gain new knowledge. They just thought about what they already know and have come to different conclusions about what they have already known. Where a posteriori is the idea that you're gaining knowledge from things that are outside of you. So like actually going out and observing something. Yeah. No. No, 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 no. And that's the dangerous part, right? Philosophy is like the like the center like image of someone who's a philosophy is some dude, some old white guy sitting in a chair, claiming to know everything about everything, but like just sitting in a chair and smoking. Yeah, and anyone can obviously see the flaw in that is that that person is not actually doing anything other than sitting in a comfy chair and massaging their own ego. Like, really, really. So, And that's why, like, so I never wanted to take a degree in philosophy. Our power's out again. God damn it. I'll go investigate. Just gonna run laps. I did say I like running. Um, so I don't know. I didn't want to take a degree in philosophy. I really like philosophy, but I didn't want to take a degree in philosophy because I recognize that at some level it just falls flat because it never really relates to anybody's life, really. Like at some point, you have to introduce context, and the context is what's important. It's not what you theorize about what's happening, it's more about what is actually happening. So that's why I decided to take English literature because I felt like English literature did what philosophy does, just in a better way. Because that's what literature is. You read stories, you get interested in a different like story or media, and it gives you like things to think about of life. But it does it for you in context. Like it gives you characters, it gives you stories, it gives you like things that are important and have value, and then you get ideas from that. I think there's like endless amount of things to. Oh no, okay, I see why our power's gone. And I take responsibility for this. What our issue is oil, which is kind of cyclical because when we run out of power, we're no longer able to draw oil and we run out of power because it's like a cyclical problem that I didn't solve here. Yeah, I'm gonna set up a system here that that sends coal when we're out of fuel blocks. Nice. Figure out what all these belts are doing. It's like uh, I'm worried if I disconnect something, it's gonna break something else further down. Well, you do because actions have consequences. True, true, true. Hell no. Yeah, it's chill. Pretty chill. We're going to do this, this, and then we're gonna add some logic here. How is this gonna work? I know. Here, here, here. Oh, I already see a flaw in my plan. Mhm. My tool is money. Yeah. Do you see my mouse cursor? These corner ones, I don't think are gonna distribute the way you think. And I have the same thought. I've built these things like this, and I found that yeah, these like turns when they turn into the thing, it doesn't actually like function properly, I think. I don't know, you can see how it does and then yeah. If this is less than 4, sure, let's say 4. Send out a signal. An emergency low battery signal. Get it? Because low fuel equals low battery. Like that. Enable disable. If no battery signal, low battery signal is greater than 0. Okay, it should be working now though. Greater than. Greater than. There we go. Oh, look at these arms. Oh, just for like a second, they're like slowly moving. Okay, our power's back. It's like when the arms have like next to no power, they just like grab and like slowly move. Elaborate. Hey, if it works, it's very necessary. All right. What is going on with our oil? Oh, these trains have stopped again. God damn it. Ah, I broke the trains again. Definitely me. Here. Oh, it's because this guy's out of fuel. Go on then. That guy's also out of fuel. Everyone's out of fuel. Come on, guys. So what's our oil look like up here? A little bit. Little bit. I'm gonna go investigate and do some science. Science. I have pumps. So there's a science method, which is, yeah. So I think science incorporates the science method. A posteriori. It takes things from the outside, like evidence, and then tests it. Create a theory and test it. Yeah, so you observe. So what is the science method is like create a theory. So like think about something. Here, so for example, here's my science method. I see oil. I have this theory. If I put a pump on these pipes, will it help the production of oil to come out of the ground faster? That is my problem. So in science method, you have a problem, you have a theory, you have a hypothesis. My hypothesis is if I put pumps, it'll make it go faster. And then you have to test it. So then you create an observation. You have a, what is it called? You have like a control variable, which is like, in order to properly test your theory, you have to give a circumstance where the thing that you change is not applied. So you have a constant. It's called a constant. And then you compare the two and you look at data to say, did the thing that I change actually make a difference? And is it the reason why? And it tends to be like not causation, because science tends to not say that this causes this. It tends to say that this correlates to this. You know, are we out of call? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. You asked me what I consider science. I would say it's science is the application of the science method, which is all that jargon of testing observations. Yeah, it's a funny line. Well, it is. You believe in your hypothesis and solution. You're not an idiot, Dave. You can't scientifically prove that you're an idiot. It's a hypothesis that you. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Science is just describing the series of steps that you go through to try and prove something. But I mean, you can do bad science, right? Like you can do a bunch of things that look like science and it looks like good science, but in reality, it turns out that I don't know. Like the thing about whenever you come to a conclusion in science is that everything the most important thing. I remember in grade 7, when we're learning the science method, it's like the most important thing is that whatever conclusion you come to can always be refuted. that like more evidence and more something more that you observe or something changes in the environment, that suddenly all the theories that you, all the solutions and things that you came up with will no longer be true because, shit changes. Really. Yeah. So it's important to always like test your hypothesis, retest, test and retest because, new evidence comes up, new observations comes up. Nothing is permanent or nothing is truth, capital T truth. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna do this. Looking things. Tank trap. What are you referring to then? I have this. Do I still hold it? I don't know. Yeah, these are the mods I've been telling you about. Okay, so Flynn, look at what this mod has. So you get these miners. So now you have like vehicle miners that like drive around. Look, I can even tell them to like go places. Wait, if I switch on their AI. So this guy, if he like drives around on an ore patch, he like collects ore. So like, yeah, he can control. This tank, I can tell him to go places, and he'll shoot at bugs and stuff. What else? So this is another version of an Omnifactory, and it works with this big, like, giant container. So, like, the mod gives you this vehicle depot. So when vehicles drive on this thing, they'll transfer materials to the vehicle, like back and forth. But then I converted it because it has such giant storage. I converted it into this kind of Omnifactory thing. And I don't know, what else does our mod do? Gives us a 6 sports car. Look how fast this thing goes. Oh my god, no! I died. Damn it. No. All because I was running to go play with my sports car. Squish. OSHA, where's our... Yeah, the AI vehicles. Pretty cool. Where are you? Weird. Why is that going? Uh, well, I mean, that's definitely my fault. I wonder. Hold on. Yeah, is that not working? What train is this? Equals 29. So it's not working now. Yeah, that's a good solution. Putting just fuel filter on that. In fact, that was probably the better, more elegant solution than my I have this whole like wire thing going on where it's like if this particular train is in the station, then these arms work, and then these arms don't work. And obviously I my attempt at over engineering did not succeed. No, I see a clip. Let's see this. Oh no. No. It's painful to watch. Womp womp. Okay. Before I was rudely interrupted by my own death. It's doing some science. Okay, Flynn, I'm trying to prove the theory that a pump accelerates the production of oil. This is my theory. I'm creating a control. Wait, how am I doing this? Do this over here. There we go. Okay, purge that. So we're creating a control variable. These things. Boop. Boop. Okay, and this one is going to have a pump. Where are my pumps? There we go. And this one's not going to have a pump. Okay. And then we see how fast they fill. And we watch the mining speed extraction. The thing that I should note is that these things actually accumulate. These things actually store a bunch. I didn't know that. These things actually store. I'm guessing the fact that they store their own thing means it's not going to actually make a difference. But anyway, let's see. Okay. First one. Right now we're at 4.78. Still at 4.78. Not going to give me a filling speed, is it? Essentially, it's like 4.78 a second. Okay, is it going to go up if I connect it here? Wait, now it's 4.77. Is that going faster? Yeah, 4 pumps at a time. You're saying it's faster? I don't know. That looks roughly the same, doesn't it? Yeah, I might be pulling the reserve from these things. All right, is there a better way to test this? I mean, more pumps? Okay. What if I did this? Yeah, I'm gonna do like 2 pumps. And then this one's gonna be like that and that. Into like this. And we need power. Boop, boop, boop. I don't think it's faster. Yeah, if, but in theory they were producing fuel, but I don't think we, yeah, we are. Looks like they are. I don't think it makes a difference. Like the pump itself isn't outputting more oil. And these things are just like clearing out as quickly as the pipe fills. I don't think it makes a difference. Or is it? Okay, this one's going up by what? 4? Every time it goes like it's going up by 4, which makes sense because this is 4.75. Yeah, this is also just going up by 4. Like maybe if you had a bunch of these, like all connected to the same pipe. But I mean, these are all just emptying immediately. Yeah. I feel like the scale that we have here, I don't think the pumps are gonna... Because they are just like filling as much as they can. I just think that these pumps suck. This is the conclusion I'm coming to. Pumps aren't working fast enough. All right. Are we satisfied with my conclusion? My conclusion, my myth busted, Mythbusters? I feel like I'm busted that myth. I'm willing to take your arguments. We do definitely need to like improve our oil production. I didn't change anything except add a bunch of pumps and my fluids are flowing again. Well, I mean, I'm sort of a superstitious person. I'm also very agnostic. And I'm like, well, if a pump might, the pump's not going to make it worse. And if it might make it better, then it may as well add them. I think this is what we want to do. Like this, like this, like this. That way this pump is like taking as much as it can and putting it into here. Separate from the system. And this system's only going to fill up once this is full. But it is taking forever. Like, this isn't filling very fast. Maybe I'm actually like... This is a bottleneck. What if I did 2? Pipes. Herc. I did this. So... Is that filling faster now? I mean, that does look like it's filling fast. No, it's going down for some reason. We're actually just losing it. Where's the oil going? Oh, these pump things fill with oil. Oh, interesting. So each of these pumps actually has a capacity. So I guess it's not making the flow of oil faster. It's just creating a buffer further down. If that makes sense. I think I've spoken too much. Dave, you haven't said anything for a while. Dave. Dave's gone. I lost Dave. Yeah. Oh, how's it going? I mean, I've just been ranting this whole time, so I don't know. Do we want to go kill these 2 bug bases up here and then string another train down? Let's do it. Let's do some bug murder. Well, I'm not sugarcoating it. Pew pew. We'll do fun. We might play some later. I'm like, why is this arm being lazy? Oh, it doesn't actually exist. It's a good excuse, I guess. Right, I need grenades. Nice. Where do we store grenades? Oh, yes. Yeah, I found it. The one with the sign that says thingamabob. think I'm locked and loaded. What do we use? Do we use tanks? I think we use tanks usually. We build them. Can build. I think explosive explodes. I mean, it's just a shell, right? That flies out and hits things. But then if it has like an explosive warhead. Yes, I made too many. I fixed that. The box might need to be expanded. That might be the reason. Yeah. Cool. Bumper cars. Ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-doom. Do you remember going on bumper cars when you were a kid? The first time I went on one, I couldn't figure out, like, as soon as I sat in it. First time I was in bumper cars, the bumper car that I sat into, like, the wheel was turned all the way to the right or left. And you know, when you turn it all the way, it like goes backwards. So I was sitting in it and I was going backwards and I couldn't figure out how to stop it from going backwards. So I was just like stuck going backwards. I was so disappointed. Very formative moment in my childhood. Nice. I'm waiting. I'm eagerly waiting to shed. It's plenty. Sounds like plenty. Pew pew. Oh, tank down. Shoot my pistol. There we go. Yeah. Lost one tank. Casualty of war. I guess it was me. Don't spit at me. IG ammo, like bullet ammo. No. I'm just gonna quickly check up here, just make sure there's not a bug base like just past the oil. Looks okay. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, it shoots things out the back of it. Yeah, you have to like point it. And flank it up. Or ambush in the middle of the night. Through the trees. Yeah, make a road. Yeah, thank you. Whee! Oh, that tank is having. Oh, he's coming. Yeah, you're flaming the tank. He's gonna kill him. Friendly fire. I mean, it looks cool. You're so fast. Nice. Yeah, it's taken me like 10 years to get there. Chug, 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 chug. jeez, these tanks are following me through the base. Stop. It's like running everything over. Yeah, they have like a radius that you can't build within. Rules set by the Treaty of Bug 1920 something. All right. I'm almost done this thing. Hank schmank. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. Fuel train. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's not good. Yeah, I'll just give it like a 30. I usually do 30 seconds or idle. Sorry, 30 seconds or idle, yeah. I think there's an upgrade for it. He died? Sorry, I was just okay for a sec. Really? Boilers? Which boilers? Oh yeah. Sometimes sometimes when you like disassemble a belt that's next to another belt, what was on that belt ends up on the other belt. That might have been what happened there. Hmm. This is wrong. This is all wrong. This needs to go in. Cats racing around. Joe. It's crazy. Just running around. It's crazy. Joe. Oh my god. Jumping up the walls. Jeez. Dude. Survive. Choo-choo.
Yeah. Out of rails. Out of rails. Taking them. Oh, yeah. Night vision?
So I flipped this thing over
Yeah,
so I can have like a cup holder,
yeah.
and it was working great. But then Jupe just got like
Yep.
obsessed with
Yeah,
like
pushing it and then looking inside.
yeah,
Yep, she sure is. She sure is.
naughty cat.
It's so cute. Oh.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm just doing something weird. I'm having a station where some trains are two directional and some trains are one directional. Yeah. Wondering if I'm making it more complicated than it needs to be. It's kind of my jam. Mhm. Yeah, me neither. Tends to be fruit based. I don't like fruit. And usually it's a texture thing, but jam doesn't really alleviate that. True. Maybe.
Ah, shit. I see my flaw. No. Ooh, actually, that seems to be okay. Leave me alone, Rogers. Here. Nailed it. Mhm. Okay. Shit. Trains, man. Come with all sorts of problems. Didn't make enough room. Sweet. We got so many rockets. Need lights. Yeah, traffic lights. We're not getting wire anymore. I guess we never were getting wire. Are we not getting wire? Guess not. Sad.
God. Or figuring out these train signals is going to be a headache. Okay, so half of these trains do a loop and half of them go back and forth, which means that some of these rails are like directional and some of them are single directional. And it's it. There's gonna be so many traffic jams. Why would I do that? Signals. So this is not two directional. No way these trains are going to get through. You could build landfill, which is like you're essentially filling in ground where there's water. There's a mod for ships. I never tried it. That way. I think this might work. Okay, so I built the foundation. Now I have no idea how it's supposed to work. So they go and they come back and we smelt. But all three trains have the possibility to go to all three. So I need to require
rest. It's not connected to the rest. Huh? Fix your problem? Does not fix your problem. What's your problem, man? Good work. And there we go. So it should probably be one of these. That could be good. Oil problem. Okay, maybe I put this project aside. It's consuming all my brain power. Yeah. I'm just gonna leave this for now. Gonna do something for the factory. I mean, this will eventually be for the factory, but it's also more for like my own brain exercise. Okay, I'm gonna build a train up to that oil. Hmm? Oh, you know what? Sorry, trains have elevated train lines that could be bridges. So we don't have to build a whole bunch of, you would just have to build like a stand for it. You know, like bridges have like a support beam in the water. You just have to, well, kind of how you build a landfill there, but then we have to research elevated trains, and then we can build trains like over top. Yeah, yeah. So we have some, yeah. Huh. Catch 22. That really like the closest stone? It's crazy. On the west, we've got two deposits there. Hmm. Yeah. I mean, I didn't make much progress. I built some things in the Omni factory, and then I kept chugging along this train thing. Yeah. Mhm. It's all connected. Okay. All right. Thanks for replying. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I should be good for it. Mhm. Take it easy.